Hey, everybody. We have a special treat today. We have special guest Nadine from Coral Springs, Florida. Thank you, Nadine, for being here.
Thanks for
And
having me.
Jackie St. Germain. You guys may be familiar with her channel. So, welcome to both of you.
Hi.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. So, Nadine, nobody knows who you are. So, can you start by giving us a quick bio?
Yeah, so I have been following the Dan Markel saga since I first learned about it in 2022. I learned about it like about 2 or 3 months after Catherine McManaman's retrial. Just stumbled upon somebody's video on YouTube, and I've always been a true crime follower. But this one struck me because of how long it had been without any of the Adelsons being arrested. That's what really hooked me. And I hadn't heard about it, even though I was born and raised here in South Florida. I hadn't heard about this when it happened in
Yeah,
2014.
that's
Hadn't heard
interesting.
about it. Yeah.
Because do you read that Miami Times newspaper or
No, I because
website?
Fort Lauderdale, Miami is Dade County. It's like maybe an hour away from here. And yeah, I don't know in 2014 why I hadn't heard about it, but I didn't. I'm sure it was on
Yeah,
the news, and we get a lot of Miami-Dade news on our local news, but I just don't recall ever hearing about it. So when I stumbled on it, I was so glad her trial had just ended and she had been convicted this time. So I went back and I, kind of spotted some parts of the first trial. I didn't watch the whole thing, but some testimony and stuff, and then I watched the second trial and then looked forward with everybody else to Charlie's trial because they had finally arrested an Adelson. That's one of the
yeah,
things that makes me upset is that they didn't arrest them in 2016 after the bump. I mean, they should have been arrested with everybody else. And the fact that they went on another 6 years before Charlie was arrested is just outrageous to me. I can't imagine what Ruth and Phil Markel and Shelley, what they have gone through, knowing who did this to their son and then having to wait so long for, them to be brought to justice. But thank God, um, the delay did seem to help things because Donna just dug the hole deeper.
yeah. She's so stupid. She
Oh
kept
my
doing
God.
more and more stupid things to
Yeah.
dig her hole.
So
Yeah,
yes, they got some additional, things because of the delay, but they had enough in 2016. Let's make that clear. They had the stapled money against Charlie. They had enough, in my
the bump,
opinion, to
bump
present
phone
to a jury.
calls.
Yeah, the bump, the
Yeah,
calls, the way they reacted to that, their lawyers talking to each other. That's another thing we
I
need to talk
know.
about
Crazy.
because when I love Georgia Kappelman, give her props, but I did not like her cross examination of Charlie.
oh,
I thought it was quite weak. I know people will disagree with me, but she didn't confront him about his lawyer talking to Sigfredo Garcia's lawyer, talking to Catherine Magbanua lawyer. If
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
extorting, I mean, to me, that was the most damning piece of evidence to knock down his ridiculous extortion. Why are your lawyers talking when they get arrested? you know,
Exactly.
she never
And you're
confronted him with
freaking
that.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just felt like they had enough. That's my point. In 2016, they could have arrested Charlie. They could have arrested
And
Donna
Donna. Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
Nadine, just to ask a random question, do you mind telling us what you do for a living?
Right. So I am a quality assurance specialist. So I spend my days, I won't say which insurance giant I work for, but I do spend my days auditing the handling of insurance claims. So life
Oh,
insurance, supplemental health products, and disability products. So I audit the handling of those claims.
oh. So did you watch my videos about Charlie's disability
Yes.
insurance claims?
Yeah.
What do you think of his
They're so
case?
litigious. I mean, he's
Uh-huh.
just ridiculous. But he accuses other people of being litigious in some of those recordings, but they are clearly very litigious.
Yeah. Always wanting that extra buck if he
Exactly.
can get it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Jackie, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Yes. Well, first of all, Nadine, you have a beautiful voice. I love your
Oh,
Yeah.
voice
thank
so much.
you. Thank you. I should, people have told me I should be a voiceover actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a great voice. As
Thank
soon as
you.
you first started talking before we were even on air, I'm like, oh.
Oh,
Nadine, your voice is so beautiful.
oh.
And just a fun fact, Charlie's case number starts with 2016. So that's when they started everything against Charlie. His case number starts with 2016. It's usually the
Yeah.
year that, you know,
Wow.
they start, the case against you. But I run my own YouTube channel. I have like 1,000 kids and I live on a dairy farm in upstate New York. But yeah, this is kind of like the only thing I'm doing on my channel right now because I have a tendency to like hyper focus on something. And I just feel like I'm usually pretty quick to understanding things. And this was the most confusing case to me because of how many trials, how many people are involved. And I mean, it's just so unique because of that, because how many cases have 7 people that are, hopefully going to be,
Yeah.
prosecuted for this. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Jackie, I'm kind of interested in this dairy farm thing. Does your farm produce milk products and
Yeah,
cheese and
we've taken a little bit of a break right now. We still have cows. We kind of had to, scale down a little bit because we don't have great help. So, but yeah, we still have cows. We do the raw milk for ourselves and everything. So it's nice. Make our butter and and cream and
wow,
stuff.
interesting. That must be awesome to have fresh butter and
Yeah.
products. Yeah.
And a lot of people
You-
that can't drink milk can drink, raw milk, which is really
Oh,
interesting. I have a friend of mine who's lactose intolerant, and she's like, "But you can drink raw milk because the enzymes that like help you digest it aren't killed in the,
Mm,
in the
yeah.
process of it."
oh. So do you
Pretty
guys go
interesting.
places to sell the products directly?
No, we don't. We used to have a truck come and pick it up, but we're all organic, grass fed. So it was, a little bit hard for a while because the scales kind of shifted. People with conventional milk were getting more, and there's like obviously a whole bunch of rules that you have to follow, but we love it. I love the little cowies, the
Oh,
milk
okay.
puppies, as I call them.
Oh, okay. So how did you find out about this case?
Well, I was living in Florida too. I was living in Southwest Florida, Northport, which was where Gabby Petito, the laundries were from. We actually owned a
Oh,
construction company and built a house like just 3 houses down from their house. I'm, like,
oh,
looking at their address, I'm like, "Why does this seem so familiar?" And so I look up in our thing, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we built a house right down the street from them." But I remember when it happened because it was all over social media. I remember when it happened, and then I kind of nothing happened with the case for so long. I really didn't think about it much until, really right before Charlie was arrested, I started hearing about it again, but then still didn't really, focus on it till right before Charlie's trial. And it took me watching a few, 7, 8-part series to finally get I'm like, I need to make and that's why I started making my videos because I wanted to make it make more sense to me, but my sister-in-law is like a dental tech. So I was like, "Oh, there's this dentist that's a murderer, let me tell you." So I was just making videos for her and sending them over to her. And I'm like, "Yeah, let's put this live and see what happens." So,
yeah, that's great. Well, maybe if we have time later, we can play your June Agenda video or something because I still haven't
she's
found it
so
yet.
great.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have to look up exactly because it's like buried within a 2.5 hour long video. So
Yeah.
I'll get the exact timestamp for you.
Okay, well, cool. You can get more views if you just edit parts of your live stream. So,
Mhm.
because a lot of times people aren't going to watch a full 2 hours, and so we'll miss things like those little gems that you bury into
Yeah, I
them.
usually make
So,
shorts and stuff out of my videos just to break it down and then just kind of, longer, shorter, parts of it. Cause yeah, I know not everybody has the time. I'm a long I like watching long form content, but I know not everybody does. So I try to mix it up.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, here's a question for you. Did you come up with suspect times 9 in your Wendy series? Huh? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, suspect number 9? Okay,
I don't
not
know.
sure. Okay, are observant YouTubers complicating Georgia's job? I don't think so at all. I mean, because we're not potential jurors. So,
Yeah.
in fact, some people have actually come up with information and tried to get it to the state attorney's office because sometimes people behind the scenes will contact us and tell us stuff that might be helpful. So I
Yeah,
personally have done that.
the guy who runs the Murder and Motive, I think it's called, he's the one who helped the prosecution with their presentation for this trial.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
I don't remember the exact name of the channel. I'm subscribed to it though because he had been making some really good videos about the case. Um, he even did a probable cause affidavit on Wendy.
oh, no way.
Yes, but he was using this software, I guess that, and he volunteered his services and did their presentation for them for Donna's trial. So YouTubers, can be very resourceful and helpful.
Yeah, I
They can.
think
I'm not
so.
saying they can't be harmful sometimes too, but I think it's better, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Nadine, did you ever think of doing a YouTube channel since you speak
I
so
just
well?
I have thought about it, but to be honest, I'm just not. One, I don't have the time. Two, uh, yeah, it just feels like too much self-focus, to be on and then everybody's paying attention to me, and I don't want that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I would love to have one to talk about the case, but I feel like reaching out to you is an alternative to starting my own channel or something. But yeah,
Sure.
but I don't think I would actually ever do it.
Yeah, it's a real time sink. I don't know how
Yeah,
much time Jackie spends on her channel, but I feel like I'm constantly watching YouTube, responding to comments,
yeah.
and thinking of who else can I get? What am I going to discuss? And trying to do research. It's very time consuming.
And I'm
So,
always refreshing. Has Wendy been arrested? Has Wendy been arrested?
no, I
Same.
don't think she'll be arrested till after Donna gets sentenced.
Probably. Dave
Yeah.
Ehrenberg said, maybe 60 days after Donna's conviction. So I'm waiting.
Yeah. Or I thought he said 60 days from when he was talking the day of her guilty verdict. But I mean, I just
Well,
want it to
yeah.
happen this year. Yeah.
Yes, I think it will. That's just my feeling, based on the way they went after her increasingly with each trial. Because
Mhm.
if you go back and look at the first trial when she was cross-examined, and they all went after her when all the attorneys were going after her, um, they didn't really challenge her all that much. I mean, Georgia didn't, the prosecution, until Charlie's trial. Like when she really started getting tougher on Wendy, and then with Donna's trial, there just seemed to be a lot that came in that had nothing to do with Donna, everything to do with Wendy. So that says to me, and the fact that she was named an unindicted co-conspirator, they intend to go after her. Now, one of the jurors mentioned they probably won't go after her with the same charges. And I tend to agree with that because she wasn't one of the train cars. She wasn't in that main line of communication,
Well,
but
I think
That
she
we know.
I think she
that we
was.
know
She
I think
was
she
in the
was too.
train part because she was constantly talking to Charlie
on
and
WhatsApp.
Donna.
I
Yeah.
think she
But
was talking to Katie
can they
too.
prove it?
Yeah,
So
I
that's the
think
that's the
question.
so.
thing. I don't know
Yeah.
that they have that evidence. They might, but I think we would have seen it by now.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna hold stuff until her trial. I think the fact that Georgia has asked her in every single trial,
About
"Did you
WhatsApp.
talk to Katie McBanoa on WhatsApp?"
That's
Why
true.
would she ask her that every single time? With the exception of the first trial, she's asked her every single time. Every time. "Did you talk to Katie on WhatsApp?" That to me says you talked to Katie on WhatsApp. And WhatsApp was not encrypted the summer of 2014. They didn't start encryption of WhatsApp until November of 2014, and it was
Ooh.
just I found that out this last video that I
Yeah,
did.
you were telling people about it.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Wow.
crazy, and it wasn't completely encrypted, I think, until, like, 2016.
Okay,
So
so
the
here's a
summer of
question.
Wow.
2014, they could ask WhatsApp directly. Like, if there's been all these things, if Wendy has a burner, if she does, she was probably talking to Donna's on her regular phone, so they
Yeah.
more than likely have all that information for her
But
and
if she
could just
was
ask
talking
WhatsApp.
directly to Katie, why is Katie lying about it? That's
The-
my thing. What does she have to gain by continuing to say Charlie's the only person she discussed this with?
They may just tell her also that we're not talking about Wendy right now as well. They're gonna
well,
save stuff for
But they've
Wendy too,
asked
I
her.
think.
They've asked Catherine McDaniel
yeah,
if she spoke to
during
And
anybody
she's a
else
Tasha's
about
liar
it.
too.
Yeah, that's what's so disappointing about Katie is that we know for sure she's lied about certain
She has more
things,
She's
information.
still
or she
lying,
forgot, like saying that she didn't know that they were going to Tallahassee
which
or
is a
that
lie.
Lewis was
Exactly.
involved.
Yeah, that
I mean,
Lewis
come
was
on.
involved. Like, you said that
Lie.
already that you knew he was involved. Like,
She
Yeah,
what are
took
you
the money
talking
to
about?
Charles. What were you doing in his alley? The next
yeah. Why
morning,
did
you
you
didn't
go
know
to
he was
his
involved.
baby mama's house with the cash, you
Yeah,
fool?
and give it to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Hello.
and she told him to take that shit down when he posted the owl
The owl.
picture on Instagram,
I
or
don't
she
know
told
why she's
Sigfredo
lying.
to tell him. Yeah,
Or she's a
she's just
liar.
stupid.
Liars
Yeah,
lie.
and she's stupid. Like
Yeah,
maybe her memory is a mess.
She is thinking that if she downplays her role, she's still trying to save face with her own
Yeah,
family, people that she cares what they think about her. Because at this stage, I don't see why she's continuing to lie about silly things like she didn't know when he was going to Tallahassee. You drove him to the car rental place.
yeah.
You
yeah,
drove Fredo there both times. So it's like you knew exactly what was going on. And then when you dropped him off, the records show you on your way back home and you call Charlie Adelson, who then
Mhm.
calls his mother on the landline.
Mhm.
And Georgia didn't confront him with any of that. Okay. So it's like you want this jury to believe they were extorting you. But on both occasions, when these cars are rented to go to Tallahassee, you're in this line of communication. Is that a coincidence? She did not bring that up, and I was very disappointed.
Mhm. Yeah. So Jackie, how did you find that WhatsApp info?
So I was just because I'm looking into this beach picture, okay? And my theory is that because you know what the part of Luis's proffer when he says Sigfredo called Katie at like 12:30 and he says, "Hey, yo, it's done." And Katie says, "Yeah, I know, all
I
right."
know.
And he says, "How the F does she know?"
Mhm.
He's like, "How does she know?" So looking at the call detail record, obviously we don't have Wendy's computer or anything else, but I think Wendy definitely had the time to be at Dan's house right around the time that he got shot. To go behind, go to the apartment complex and sneak over there, and then Donna starts calling Charlie at 11:06. Charlie doesn't call Donna back until Wendy is calling Tova at 11:22 at, like, the exact same time. So, potentially, they were talking on WhatsApp, but I just wanted to make a graphic saying, like, from Wendy to Katie saying, like, "Hey, it's done," from the WhatsApp 2014, screen. So, I look up WhatsApp 2014, and this pops up, like, the fourth thing down. I'm like,
Wow.
"Oh my god." I'm like, "I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's even talked about this before."
Yeah,
And she
that's
asks her
right.
every time, WhatsApp is encrypted, right?" And Wendy's always like, "Yeah, yeah, it is."
Oh yeah.
And, "No,
Sometimes
it's
I would
not."
talk to my
I mean,
clients
it
on
is now.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
But
not
that
convinced that she and Katie had direct communication. I'm still not convinced on that. I think she communicated it to Charlie somehow, who then told Katie.
Yeah, could be.
But the
Yeah.
timing also didn't work. When she says she left her house and when the phone data places her there, and when Sigfredo supposedly turned on his phone and called Katie, it's like the times didn't quite
That's
work.
why I
But
think she was there. Because how can she leave her house at 12:30, but Sigfredo Katie knows at 12:30? Doesn't make sense. And
hmm,
cops Isom sent a cop to surveil her house as soon as they got to Dan's house. He's put Brannon at the perimeter right in front
hmm.
of the tape, and then he sent Officer Cherry to her house to do surveillance of her house, and he never saw her, and he was there for like 2 hours
But
Oh,
remember, one
until
of
he
your
got
videos,
called out.
Jackie, I've seen your videos, and you were saying they followed her from Dan's house to
Yeah,
Mosaic,
that was my initial,
yeah, they didn't.
theory.
and
Yeah,
Detective Ison said
that was,
no.
like, 6 months ago too.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. That's still a little bit of a mystery, but I do believe Katie was told somehow.
Well, who else
Um,
is there?
exactly. It had to
Exactly.
be Wendy. So
Had to be
I
Wendy.
do think that's weird, but somehow,
Mhm.
some way, she
Mhm.
was told. Because I believe
Yeah.
Louis Rivera when he says she said I know. I don't know why
Yeah.
he would make that up.
Because it totally stuck out in his head. He still
He was
remembered
yes.
it clearly back in 2016 when he
Yes.
gave his proffer. Yeah. So,
And
hey,
That
Nadine,
shocked him.
yeah.
random question again, but did you ever talk to your dentist about this case and see if they knew Harvey
No.
and Charlie? No.
I've never brought it up with my dentist.
Oh, okay. Because there have
I
been
have
some
something to say after this.
commenters. Yeah, some commenters said stuff like, "Oh yeah, my dentist knew Charlie," or "so and
When
so
I go
knew
for my next
Charlie."
cleaning, I'll bring it up. I'll ask.
Yes, please, please.
They
Yeah,
know
be
that.
like, have you heard of Charlie and
Yeah, that's funny
Harvey
because I've never thought of
Nielsen?"
doing that, but I will
That's
when I go
funny.
for my next cleaning.
Yeah. So where do you say you are? You said you're very close to their old
Yeah,
house.
I live maybe about 10 minutes drive from their neighborhood where they were
From their
living,
old
where they
house,
all grew up. Yeah.
Oh,
the
It's
Coral
like
Springs house.
10 minutes south of me.
Wow.
so
That's cool.
what's it like there?
It's suburbs, it's suburbs of Fort Lauderdale and very nice. There's school zones every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds you're driving, there's a school zone. So it's just the suburbs of Fort Lauderdale. And I grew up in a suburb called Lauderdale Lakes, which is, surrounding. But we used to come up to Coral Springs when I was a kid to go to the mall and, frequent this area. And then later I would move up here. But yeah, it's their dental practice was in Tamarack, which
Mhm.
is on the border of Coral Springs. But yeah, and I don't recall. I know that plaza where it's at, but I don't think I've ever gone over there over the years.
I
But
To
I'm
go
see.
very
do a
familiar
field
with that
trip.
area.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
Jackie, what did you say you wanted
Okay.
to bring up?
So you posted some comments that your, subscribers had made. And the
Uh-huh.
one says something about Dr. Greenberg and how Charlie was hiding out in Sarasota and was working out of Dr. Greenberg's office. That is the guy who did my damn root canal. I don't know if it's Charlie
Oh,
for sure, but that was the place that I went to in like 2019.
oh,
Possibly when he was there, I was like,
In
oh,
Sarasota?
yeah, because
Oh,
I lived in Northport. So I was
oh,
like
okay.
30 minutes south of Sarasota, and that's where they sent me.
And Charlie
so,
was working there?
I don't think I saw him. I mean, if I did, I go into I don't like the dentist. So I go in and like you need to knock me out. I need to come in like on Valium. So I wouldn't have known anyway, but
Yeah, because
yeah.
Sarasota's on the west coast of Florida.
yeah,
We're on
that's
the
where
east
I'm
coast. Yeah.
yeah, I was in Southwest Florida.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing you didn't run into Charlie there because who
I hope
knows
I didn't.
what kind of crappy job he could have done on you.
They didn't do a good job. That was the worst root canal I ever had, so maybe it was him. Who knows?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah. Well, do you guys want to take a look at that sidebar stuff that some
Sure.
people have focused on Okay,
Yep.
let me try to bring it up.
Yeah, it was really good to see that Judge Everett did his due diligence with the whole, do you want to testify or not? Right? So that cannot be an appellate issue.
Yes, yeah. It was like they gave her so
A ton
many
of chances.
chances, so
Yes.
much time to
But
keep
that woman
thinking
is
that,
so annoying because she clearly is looking for every opportunity to be in control. So it's like
Mhm.
every other criminal defendant, your attorney, to me, it was their job to make sure she was prepared to make that decision at the right time. And, but no, she's telling the judge, I'm not prepared to make this decision.
No,
This
it's
affects the rest
ridiculous.
of my life.
Like, dude, you should have been prepared last September when you were supposed to go to trial the first time. You've had a whole extra
Exactly.
year. You need 5 minutes now? Come on.
Exactly. But yeah, I was glad that he did um, go back and check the appellate history on that and say, "Are you sure?"
I know when I
Um,
saw this, I'm like, "How is this 57 pages long?" And then I said, "Oh my gosh, the
all the
actual motion is
sidebars.
8 and the rest of it is just sidebars." Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Crazy.
Do you guys feel like reading this or do you think it's too much?
I'm happy to read if there are certain
Okay,
sections you want to read.
sure.
Sure.
Since you guys have much better voices than I do, so if you guys want to take turns, is that okay, Jackie?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Nadine, do you want to be the court
Okay.
and then Jackie can do Selwyn?
So for today's witnesses, let's go through that before the jurors are brought into the room.
And I apologize. I did not have a chance to prepare a list, at least for this morning. Our intent is to call Kristen Adamson. She's fantastic. Linda Bailey, Sarah Newhouse, the victim advocate, and Marissa Descalzo.
For this afternoon.
This afternoon is up in the air, and that's going to require some additional conversations with our client.
Okay, during the lunch break, that will be your opportunity to have any final conversations concerning whether she will, in fact, testify. We'll give the jurors a longer lunch break if necessary to accommodate this. Instead of an hour and 15 minutes, it will be an hour and 30. After that, we are going to have to go on the record concerning is she or is she not testifying.
Yes, sir.
The court, everyone can be seated. Oh, any discussion that needs to take place concerning whether the defendant will testify does need to occur during the extended lunch break at this point. As to the other matter concerning whether Mrs. Adelson will testify as a part of the defense case in chief, Mr. Zellman, were you able to speak with her as to a final decision?
I will allow, well, the short answer is we were allowed 20 minutes during the lunch break to speak with Mrs. Adelson.
In addition to the time that you had yesterday and other times.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, Judge, the issue is that we.
Well, one moment. Who's handling this matter? We're not tag teaming any arguments of any sort.
Your Honor, what Ms. Fulford and I have discussed was the factual issue that are concerning our client's decisions. She was more involved than I was. So the only thing that I intended to address at the time that we had during the lunch break. Aside from that, I'm asking Ms. Fulford to be allowed to address the court.
Miss Fulford, go ahead.
The issue that we're facing, Judge, is this was 6 days of testimony from witnesses for the state and a great deal of evidence that had been entered. We've discussed with our client, of course, her right to remain silent or whether she wants to testify or not. We have not had an opportunity to go through all of the evidence that's been entered in this case. Were they not there? Were you not there? And have a full and frank discussion with her about that evidence. If there's any issues that she thinks need to be addressed for her testimony, whether she thinks that she needs to testify or not, and what her decision is on that.
When we had the break yesterday at 2:45 in the afternoon, you did not speak with your client concerning whether she wished to testify or review the evidence?
Absolutely, yes, Judge. That's what I just said. We have discussed with her whether she wants to testify or not.
The defendant in every single case, Ms. Fulford, is faced with this moment as the defense case in chief ends. What are you asking for?
I'm asking for additional time to be able to go through all of the testimony and evidence with our client so she can make a fully informed decision as to whether she wants to continue or remain silent or testify in this case or continue to remain silent.
Ms. Fulford, concerning that, that has been provided by the court. If she wishes to testify, we do need to go through the colloquy. If she does not, it's a simple matter. But there has been time pre-trial to prepare for this moment. There's been time during trial, and specifically, we recessed court early for you to address any issues of witnesses or whether your client would testify.
Yesterday, when you allowed us to recess early, like 2.5 hours early, Mr. Zellman and I spent time going through the evidence that was admitted, making sure that we understood everything that was there. Because there was some confusion during the trial about things being added, things being removed. So we wanted to make sure that we understood completely what there was, what there was there. We left here, went straight to the jail, and had our issue with a potential new witness and spoke with our client. But that's not ample time to discuss with her what has actually come in the state's case. We had so much time.
Your client is in a no different position than any other defendant who has to decide whether they wish to testify or not. I will give you 5 additional minutes to discuss this matter. From there, the defendant is going to have to make a decision whether she is going to testify or exercise her right to remain silent.
Your Honor, may we approach with our client?
With your client?
Yes, please.
Why can we not address this matter when the jury is out of the room?
Judge, the concern that we have raised a number of times is the response from the audience concerning things that are said by the defense. And although the proceedings are public, that has not stopped the peanut gallery from their comments and laughter. We are respectfully requesting that the court here allow Mrs. Adelson to participate at sidebar, as she is entitled, and for the court to for us to address additional issues that are weighing on Mrs. Adelson's decision.
Please approach. We are not going to do this for very long. The other witnesses for the defense are ready?
Oh, yes, we've been ready for every second of this trial.
Out
Super
in the
prepared.
hallway. No, sitting in the gallery.
Yeah, they're
When
all
they
here,
weren't
right in the
supposed to
peanut
be.
gallery. They're the ones laughing.
Please approach. Oh, Mrs. Adelson, you remain under oath. Go ahead.
So my concern is that I was hoping to have time with my attorneys to go over other evidence, that I could make an intelligent and informed decision, and 5 minutes is not going to do it.
Mrs. Adelson, this has not been simply about 5 minutes. From the time that you were indicted, through going through discovery, through the pretrial process, through the start of the state's trial, you have had the opportunity to confer with counsel and decide whether you wish to testify. As far as what has come out during the trial, certainly you have been able to listen to this and make your decision, but it is time to make a decision.
But I thought I'd be able to consult with my attorneys in making the decision. Not just, I'm a layman. I'm not just making it on my own.
Are there any other legal arguments that you have to make concerning this?
Your Honor, the concern that I think my client is inartfully phrasing is that in order for her to make the decision, she's still on the fence. We've been able to explain to our client the evidence that has come up to a certain point, but we've not been able to go over everything with her. And
Mr. Zellman, to that point, this trial is no different than any other criminal trial that occurs in the state where the attorneys and the defendant observe the evidence of the state and then have to make a decision. You have been able to consult with your client. I believe you said you went and saw her on Saturday. You had yesterday. The issue of testifying has not come up. Is that what you're trying to say?
no, Your Honor, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is when we started off representing Mrs. Adelson, there were a plethora of issues that she felt she had to explain to the jury. She's now told us for the very first time during the lunch break that there's only a couple of questions in her mind, meaning whether or not she exercises her constitutional right to testify or not to testify. We're asking that, we're not asking for a lengthy period of time. We originally said that our defense case was gonna take 4 to 6 days. We're now halfway through the second day, so what, they wanted an additional 4 days to talk to Donna? All we're asking for is that to get through the additional witnesses that are today, give us the opportunity, give her that additional time so she can make that decision, so we're not put in the position where we're looking for a potential ineffective assistance of counsel issue because she is.
Although you have prepared her.
Oh, yeah, we have completely. But the decision, it has obviously serious consequences, whether she exercises her right, exposes herself to Georgia cross-examining her, or whether she's satisfied with the advice that we're giving her concerning her right to testify.
Whether it's this afternoon or tomorrow morning, the situation remains the same. She must choose concerning whether she will testify or not.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Does the state wish to be heard?
My concern, Judge, is that we've told this jury that the case is going to conclude Friday, right?
3 weeks.
You said the 8th.
Possibly the 8th, Ms. Fulford. Don't interject. This is the state's opportunity.
I apologize, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, I don't really want to give it to them on Friday night. I don't see what the purpose of another delay is. We've had lots of delays thanks to you guys, Donna. I do appreciate, and it's a very difficult decision, but it has to be made. And I don't think it's going to get any easier tomorrow morning than it is this afternoon. So I would ask to proceed and use all the time that we have reserved with the jury as wisely as we can.
How long do you think the examination of the witnesses are going to take this afternoon?
The two witnesses this afternoon, Ms. Newhouse, I think direct and cross 15, 20 minutes are plenty to authenticate an exhibit through her, but not, and I've introduced, but not published it. And then Ms. Descalzo, direct and cross, I don't see that it's going to take more than 30 minutes, Your Honor.
This is starting to sound like an issue as it relates to lack of preparation. Oh, you have discussed with your client what her testimony would be?
If she testifies, yes, Your Honor.
You have prepared her for this direct and cross-examination?
Oh, yeah, totally prepared as best as we can.
How many times, if you can estimate, have you discussed whether she will testify in this trial?
I'm going to have to refer to Miss Fulford about that. I mean, whether she would testify, just that simple subject has come up lots of times. But actually preparing her, we haven't been prepared for anything this entire trial. So going through the evidence has been admitting we're trying to.
And she can't explain why Dan Markel's license plate was in her planner.
No, you mean Danny? You mean Danny?
Sorry. This is not about
Do that now.
going through each piece of evidence.
I'm not talking.
This is whether she's prepared to testify.
Well, she's indicated that she is not because she hasn't had an opportunity to discuss the evidence with us, what has come in and what needs to be addressed.
Ms. Fulford, how is this case different from any other Florida case where the defendant must make a decision at the conclusion of the state's evidence? One-day trials happen routinely.
Right, I understand that, Judge. But this is not a one-day trial, and Miss Adelson is super special.
No, it has.
The state used.
Hold on. Don't speak over me.
So
There have been multiple opportunities for you to discuss with your client the substance of her testimony, what she would testify to, and we are at the point where it's time to make a decision. This does not sound like good cause for any further delay.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Speak to your attorneys.
No, you may not, Miss Adelson. The question that Mrs. Adelson had, the statement she's asking for the remainder of this afternoon after the other witnesses testify, and so that and she will make a decision at that point.
Once the witnesses finish with their testimony, at that time, we will revisit this issue. Concerning whether the direct will start this afternoon is a separate matter from whether she is planning to testify. I need a decision concerning whether she plans to testify at the conclusion of the other defense witnesses.
Yes, sir.
Please return to your table. Yeah, Judge Everett was really just a broken record at this point. He just keeps repeating the same
He
thing.
shouldn't have ever had to repeat it more than once. It was
Exactly.
ridiculous. He got so much extra time.
This
Yeah.
brings us back to where we were concerning whether the defendant is going to testify in this matter. If there are no other witnesses for the defense, it is time for the decision to be made.
This is so funny. I can tell the court that co-counsel and my client are deep in conversation concerning this.
I am capable of seeing that, Mr. Zellman. No narration is needed.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Oh, Ms. Kappelman, once the defense rests, is the state intending to place or put on any rebuttal case?
I think not if they rest without calling any further witnesses. That could change if Mrs. Adelson decides to testify.
Very well. At this point, I do need a decision. Mrs. Adelson, please rise. You have been placed under oath earlier this afternoon. Mrs. Adelson, I will advise you concerning your rights. Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent, and the jury will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in determining the merits of this case? Do you understand this?
I do understand that.
Do you also understand that you have the right to testify as a witness in your case in chief on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
You understand if you do choose to take the witness stand, you will be cross-examined by one of the prosecutors?
I don't want that so much. That's why I don't want to testify. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
You understand that your credibility will be placed before the jury like any other witness?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
Have you been able to discuss with your attorneys the two rights that the court has placed before you?
Yes, we have discussed the rights.
Concerning those rights as to whether you will remain silent or whether you will testify, have you made a decision concerning this matter?
I haven't. I'm not prepared to make that decision. This decision affects the rest of my life.
Mrs. Adelson, you are in the same position as every other criminal defendant who faces trial. Ultimately, you must decide whether you will testify or whether you will not. I cannot make you testify, your attorneys cannot make you testify, but ultimately you must choose whether you will testify or not.
No, I know I have to choose. I was hoping I would have some time to speak with my attorneys.
This has already been discussed, ma'am. What is your choice?
Judge, since I was handling the prior witness while Ms. Fulford was speaking with Miss Adelson, can I have a few minutes, please?
What exactly are we going to accomplish that we have not been able to since the trial started? Pre-trial, the long recess yesterday, or even the lunch break?
That's what I'm trying to determine, Your Honor.
I will give you exactly 5 additional minutes. From there, Mrs. Adelson has to make a decision whether she will testify or whether she will not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Zellman, Ms. Fulford, Mrs. Adelson, the extra time that you have been provided that has come to a conclusion. We are not finished with the colloquy quite yet.
Silence.
I am not talking for the sake of talking.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Before we have to move into any contempt, we do need to move on. Mrs. Adelson, the question remains, as it relates to your right to remain silent and your right to testify, what is your decision concerning these two rights?
At this time, I don't want to testify.
No, she said it with, like she was shooting daggers at him.
His family
Yeah,
is cursed.
she was really PO'd that she was being forced
Forced to make a decision.
make a
after
decision.
Literally the most time
Yeah.
anybody's ever gotten to make this decision.
Oh, you could see her like grinding her teeth as she said that. Very well. As I have previously stated, the jurors will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in any way.
Crazy that she didn't testify.
Which was surprising. I really thought she would, but in looking back, I really think that one thing, the license plate and the planner, might have been the thing that kept her off the stand, because there's nothing she would have been able to say to explain that, except I don't remember why I had it,
Yeah,
and that
well,
wasn't going to
Georgia
fly.
literally like went insane on Linda Bailey too, like warming up for Donna. She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Yeah,
you could
you
tell
could see
she had like been
steam,
running her hands through her
steam
hair or
I
something.
loved
her
it.
head.
Oh, I loved it so much.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she was terrible. She asked for it,
She
Linda
was
Bailey.
horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible. I love how Georgia's like, "Why are you here?"
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
That's the
she's
first
Why
making
does your
question.
sure,
opinion matter?
yeah,
Whether this was
because
contentious.
this is her chance to make thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Well, even
Yeah.
Wendy said they asked Wendy, "Is this a contentious divorce?" And Wendy says, "Yes."
Yes.
Why was Linda there?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Avis.
I
Yeah,
know, her
thank
voice is
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Also, Tanika gave a super chat. Thanks for always
Aw.
bringing fresh viewpoint.
Oh,
Yeah, and thank you also, Tanika, for bringing
Yeah.
us those like great transport
Oh my
videos.
videos
God,
of
so good.
Charlie and lots
So
of
good.
good info. Also,
Mhm.
thank you. Yeah. So maybe we'll answer a few questions and then move on to Sarah Youssef's deposition. But we're
Yeah.
not going to read
Crazy.
the whole thing, of course, but just hit some highlights. Yeah. So let me see if there were, I thought I saw some questions, but there have been so many comments. Thank you guys so much. This really saves my voice because it's so hard for me to keep talking. So,
I really wish we could see the chat in here.
oh, doesn't it show on the right side of your
Not on
screen?
my screen. Oh,
No,
I
when
gotta
you
click
pull it up,
comments. Sorry.
yeah, when you pull it up, you can. I mean, if we had the live running like on our phone or something,
I
it'd be
see it
but
now, but I
Yeah,
was
now
on
you see it.
private chat
Yeah.
instead of comments.
Yeah, you gotta hit
oh,
comments.
okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
now
that
I
was
see
really
it.
funny.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
but you
that's
gotta do a
a
more New
fun
York accent. Like this
fun.
is going to affect my whole life.
Yeah, no, she had to be
I
in
don't know.
control. I guess they were supposed to halt court and leave the jury waiting for 3 more days so she could
Were you not
Yeah,
decide.
3
paying
days.
attention to the entire trial? Where were you? Oh,
Yeah.
you had your
Oh, she had
headphone
her,
on
yeah, her
backwards,
headphone
so she
on
only heard half
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
that was hilarious.
She
Yeah.
missed some of that evidence, when her headphone was backwards.
So
Yeah.
stupid. Oh,
Yeah,
how
thank
embarrassing.
you, Mary. When Charlie got jailed, they got Donna, now Wendy. Yeah, let's hope. Hi, True Crime Wifey. Oh, Brian Gorman is the Madness and
Madness
Motive
and
channel.
Oh,
motive.
okay.
Yeah, he's the one who
Okay.
helped them with their
That's awesome.
presentation.
Oh, how did you know that? Did he mention it?
Yes, I think he posted about it on his channel. I'm subscribed, so I think I saw a post where
That's
he
cool.
revealed that after the fact. He says,
Yeah,
"Now
I
I can
remember.
tell you."
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
so
Georgia saying
awesome.
something like, "Oh, somebody helped us. I don't know if they want
Yes,
credit or not."
she
During
mentioned
her
it in her
little
Oh,
press
press conference.
conference.
that's
That's cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you, Mr. C. And thank you again, Tanika. So you guys be sure to subscribe to her as
Oh,
well
she's
as
great.
Jackie's channel. Yeah. So let me just scroll down real fast again because it's so hard to figure out like who had questions.
Yeah, I was
Um,
rewatching that Charlie's
yeah.
transport video, and he's like looking out the window, and his eyes are looking in two different directions. So I put him up with a side by side of him and that chicken from Moana, Hey Hey,
Oh,
on my channel.
I guess I missed that one
They
too.
look
See, you have too many little gems like jammed into long live streams. So yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
that I put up on
bring
a
it out.
post.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. No, Jackie is not the jury for person. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be allowed. I know. I love
Yeah,
when people
we're
try
way
to
too
come on.
biased.
Yeah, try to come on your channel. They're like, "Well, Wendy's innocent until proven guilty." It's like, not here. This is my opinion. Like, I'm
This
not on the
is just
jury. That's for
commentary.
jurors.
Yeah,
I
we're
will
just a
never.
bunch of we're a bunch of nobodies on YouTube just
Yeah.
commenting, and we're never going to be on the jury. Okay, the
No.
case
Well,
in
Judy,
chief
you're not a
needs.
nobody.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
deserve your props for staying on this all this time and pushing through
100%.
your vocal issues and
Yeah.
everything. She's always there, and that's
Oh, well,
commendable. You're
thank
not a
you.
nobody in the Dan Markel world.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, thank you,
100%.
Nadine. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, so the case in chief is the presentation that the prosecution brings forth first. So that's the case in chief as opposed to rebuttal. So, oh, and someone says Jackie looks like a fairy princess. That is a pretty dress. Yeah. Yeah, we can't do subtitles until after the show is over. Then I think it takes like half a day or so. Then after a while, YouTube will start the closed captioning
Yeah.
function.
You
Cam
can if you have like
Lacasse.
a lag on it, but I hate that. It's like I didn't realize that you could set it to not be so laggy because I would ask my chat a question and then like if they don't answer immediately, I'm like, fine, nobody's listening to me. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, hey, like, oh, it's me. I'm coming in super late. So yeah, when
Yeah,
you
I
have it
was
on
just
like a
saying
short lag, you can't do CC.
before Cam Lacasse, any relation to Jeff?
Oh,
One of
I
the
don't think so. I
commenters.
think I asked the person before. Yeah, as far as I know, no
It's the same
relation.
spelling and everything.
That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. So Nadine doesn't have a YouTube
Yeah, I
channel.
don't. And I don't think I ever will.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, like I was telling people, maybe now I'm making $7 an hour for all the time I put into it. It used to be like $2 an hour. Yeah.
Right.
I know I
Yeah.
haven't done the math, but geez, some of my videos take like 100 hours between editing and graphics
Editing,
and everything
yeah, I
else
can
for like a
imagine.
2-hour video.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when Donna realized she was not going home? I think that was after they pronounced her guilty.
So
Well,
she has her outburst. To me, it's the histrionic
oh yeah.
syndrome,
Oh,
and no tears. And the Judge Everett had come down off the bench and warned the gallery and specifically turned and spoke to her about not having any reaction. But of course, she's gonna do what she's gonna do.
she's special.
She's special.
Mhm.
And oh, thank you, beach chillin'. But yeah, I think she did that deliberately. You know, she's angry. She can't even shed tears for herself. There were no tears.
No, she wanted to throw that temper tantrum. It was
Exactly. And she
ridiculous.
wants to, you know, show that she's the victim. To me,
Yeah,
that's what that's about.
100%. Oh, yeah.
I'm the victim. I'm crying. I'm the
Yeah.
victim. No, you're
Well, her little transport video to court and then after court, that was like the best. You know, she's going and she's like joking. She's like, "Oh, take me with you."
and the
Like she
staples.
Yeah.
totally thought she was going home. Oh yeah, the staples you were not allowed to. It's like, no kidding, Donna, you're not. You'll never see a staple
Yeah.
again.
You're an
And
I hope
inmate
you
now.
remember what they
Katie
felt
Cool
like.
Lady, because I used to follow her channel too. She had always said Donna was the stapler, not Charlie. Donna's
Oh,
the one who
that's
staples the
funny.
money,
Oh, I
right?
didn't
And
even
she has their
understand that
stacks of
reference. That's so
cash,
funny.
in the safe, and you know, so she gives Charlie his cash. But she always, her philosophy was Donna's the one who staples the money, and
Well,
I tend to agree with that.
I
I
think
agree.
both of them do because remember both June as well as
Yeah,
Brian
June said.
Fitzpatrick said that
Yeah, but he got
Charlie
that
had
cash from his
stapled.
mother, right?
Yeah,
I
but
don't think
yeah,
he's
I mean,
stapling it himself. I
no.
think he got it from
He-
Donna.
No, he got cash himself too, though,
Yeah,
because
in
he
his
would
safe.
collect cash from his traveling periodontist work as well as the
Ah,
tenants. So I think both of them probably did do the stapling, like mother, like
maybe.
son.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
The
true. But
staple
I
doesn't
think she's
fall
so
far from the tree.
organized, and she probably long time ago got into the habit of stapling them together instead of paper clipping or whatever. It is
Yeah.
strange. And for people who were trying to plan this with all their little inside jokes, TV hitman, and um so dumb that you're washing the money, right? You're washing all your DNA. I think she did that to wash their fingerprints and stuff off
Yes.
of it, but you're giving it over with a stapler with staples? And do you think everyone staples money? That's not going to be a clear sign it came from you?
Yeah.
So
Well,
stupid.
it also it signifies control also because your money stays together better if it's stapled compared to clips
Paper
or
clipping,
little,
yeah.
yeah, things that could slide around and stuff. So that was part of her need for control also.
Yes.
So yeah, just to answer this quickly, one thing that I agree Tim Jansen gave us a precious pearl of wisdom. Tim said that she couldn't testify because if she did testify, then she would give up an argument on appeal about insufficiency of the evidence,
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a
because
good point.
otherwise the jury could see, and evaluate her credibility as part of the evidence. So I do think it was better that she didn't testify. She would have been torn apart on
I think
cross.
if she
Oh,
had
yeah.
testified, they would have come back in an hour and a half. Half the
Yeah, or
time.
half an hour.
Yeah, I think it was like a 13-minute difference between when Charlie came back to the courtroom and when Donna came back to the
Yeah.
courtroom.
So I think if she had testified, it would have been a disaster. She would not have done as well as Charlie did, even though Charlie's um,
No.
responses were laughable, right? So transparent lies.
Yes.
He still held his own, and
That's why he
but
thought he
Donna
did
would have
so
crumbled.
well.
I think. I think she would not have
Yeah.
held up.
No. Georgia would
Yeah.
have ruined her. That's why she didn't want to testify. She realized that.
Yeah, and we saw her testify at that the bond hearing, was it? Her
Mhm.
Arthur hearing or
Yep.
whatever, where she was trying to get out, and we see how she would have
It
testified.
was a mess. And she couldn't even keep her story straight because first it was Harvey's idea to go to Vietnam. And then she's like, and I just said we should go. It's like, you should probably just remember what you're saying at least.
She's acting. She's trying to come across as sincere and, oh, we just want to get away to a place of peace and blah blah blah. And it's like,
Clear our heads.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
clear your heads. But you're making all these estate planning plans. You need Wendy to come over so you can show her where your plots are, you know. But you're just going on vacation and you're coming back for the bar mitzvah, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, that brings to mind way earlier, somebody asked what was the significance of bringing up the gun that
Oh, yeah, I
Donna
saw that.
wanted to sell. I think it was just to again show that they were really going for
Fleeing.
good.
They were gone.
They weren't planning on coming back. I mean, why else would you need to sell your gun?
They were fleeing. It's clear.
Yeah,
Gone.
I think everybody agrees with that. Yeah. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I do have a client who just texted me, and I think she's coming soon. So, can we just hit the highlights from Sarah's deposition?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you again. You guys are great,
Yeah,
especially
thanks for having us
helping
on.
to read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having us.
Jackie, I could totally tell you used to act, when you were doing the Jackie Forward stuff.
Yeah, you should do
That's great.
voiceover.
Yeah,
I
both
can
of you.
impersonate just about anybody.
Yeah. So, I thought the first thing that was really interesting was when Sarah said Wendy was crying and saying that she was going to go to prison for the rest of her life.
Yes.
Like, what the heck?
Because she was feeling the worry and the guilt at that time. It was fresh.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the other thing that came out of this, she told Rob, for those who have heard the Over My Dead Body podcast, the episode where Rob is interviewed, he says Wendy told him Danny had no shortage of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She tells
Yeah.
the same thing to Sarah.
Yeah.
She did not tell this to Detective Isom. She said she doesn't know who could have done this unless it was somebody doing it on her behalf, or maybe Amy's ex-husband. And she was telling that to the victim's advocate. right? That this was not a random act of violence. It had to be somebody acting on her behalf or Amy's ex-husband. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah, and here
So,
Wendy is with a new boyfriend who's not Jeff, literally 3 days after Dan's killed. She was just dating Jeff, she has a whole new boyfriend. Well, that's one of the reasons that was the main reason why Sarah Youssef was like, "I didn't wanna be friends with her anymore because she was
Well,
such a
wait,
hoe for
wait,
show."
wait, hold up. I'm so sorry because I gave wrong information months ago when this first broke out because I kind of got messed up with the names and stuff. And I thought that Sarah was saying that Kiara was the person
So did
Wendy
I,
was dating.
and
Yeah,
that was
but
her
in
ex-husband.
yeah, it's really Kiara is Sarah's ex-husband.
Mhm.
So
I
once
know, I
again,
was confused by that as
yeah,
well.
I'm sure Wendy was
Well,
dating
they said
somebody.
that Wendy was there with her boyfriend, I think, during the thing, that she was there with her boyfriend. She was already like the boyfriend was over there is what I thought.
Not according to this depot,
I
because
may have
this
read it
is
wrong.
where,
I may have
yeah,
just been remembering the Kiara thing then.
yeah.
Crazy.
in the
Okay, so
first
this,
trial, Wendy was asked about something and she mentioned that a guy who had been a friend while she was married to Dan, became more than a friend after she separated from Dan.
yeah, Mikkel. Yeah,
Somebody. Yeah.
it was
So I don't know if it
Mikkel.
was that guy.
Yeah.
Despicable. She's
So,
filthy. She said it herself.
yeah, that's funny. So yeah, she and Charlie seem to have a lot in common, really. So,
Yes, they do.
yeah. So, well, Jackie, would you like to read this part where Sarah's talking about Wendy's conversation with her?
Yeah, I
So
was just extremely shocked.
Yes.
so should I
Yeah.
do the cue?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. You can pick
Yeah.
Okay.
question.
Back up just a bit. So she's had the worst day of her life, and then go ahead.
Oh, I was just extremely shocked, shaken, terrified. I felt, deeply disturbed by what had happened. And so she came to Miami a couple days later and asked my ex-husband and I to come to her parents' condo to kind of just give her a hug, give her support, sit there with her while she, grieves and processes everything. And so we did. So a few days after the murder, we were at, I don't know the name, but one of the big condo buildings in South Beach, just talking to her, hugging her, sitting with her. Ugh.
Who's your ex, if I can ask?
Sure, his name is Kiar, Kiar, the last name is Holland, like the country.
Okay, contact info?
I don't have it. We haven't had any communication since 2016. I don't think he's a hard person to find. He lived in Plantation for some time.
Okay.
Plantation, Florida, but I haven't been in touch with him since 2016, so I don't have anything updated for you, sorry.
Okay. So the two of you went over to the condo and carry on?
Yeah, and she was crying and devastated and shaking, and her mind was going in all sorts of directions, which I think is understandable when somebody's been in her situation. But one thing that she kept repeating was, "I'm going to prison for the rest of my life." And
Wendy kept repeating this?
yes, she did. And I, at the time, was a public defender. I think I might have been a senior or a trainer, but I was handling with my mentor a case involving a wrongful conviction. And that's where most of my mental energy was going at the time, was that wrongful conviction. So I thought at the time that Wendy was referring to the possibility of a wrongful conviction.
A wrongful conviction. So what's she saying? I'm going to prison. Sorry.
Meaning that, she's the natural suspect as the ex-wife, and she's afraid of things going awry and, her not getting fair process and people suspecting, and ultimately, like, her getting wrongfully convicted of this murder. That's what I thought. I thought people would suspect her, information she was afraid the information would be wrongly pieced together, especially with her and Dan's acrimonious history, right? So I thought that that's what she was sort of alluding to, and
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, you're telling this story as if you are looking at it in hindsight. Now you're looking at it as if you drew the incorrect conclusions at the time. But that was the conclusion that you drew back then when she says, I'm going to prison for the rest of my life. It's because she's obviously going to be a suspect because she's the ex, and then there's been an acrimonious or contentious relationship. But so you draw that conclusion. What else happens? Carry on. What other?
During that conversation, my ex-husband, who is Black, sort of kept responding to her like, "Wendy, do you even know how white you are? Like, it's not happening."
Okay. You guys, I am so sorry, but my client showed up early for the
Oh, that's
meeting.
No
fine.
So I better
problem.
get going. I'm so sorry. This is great to talk to you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
It's been
you.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justice
Maybe
for
we can
Dan.
continue. Yes, justice
Mhm.
for Dan. And hopefully we can continue in a couple of weeks or something because people like these collaborations and hearing from new people. It's great to find more people who are totally into the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
Great. Well,
being with you
nice meeting
guys.
you,
Okay.
Nice to
Well,
meet
Nadine.
you
thank
too.
you.
Good
Thank you
hanging
guys.
with
I'm
you
so
again,
sorry I have
Judy.
to now
No,
work
you
calls.
No,
have a
good
real
luck.
job.
You got a job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, take care. Have
All
a
Bye,
right.
good
everybody in the
Monday.
chat.
Bye.
Bye.